Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. I'm Coach D, your financial coach, and I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. We are continuing our topic of credit. This month is Credit Awareness Month, so we're focusing on credit all month long. So if you missed it last week, we discussed credit basics, your report, what's on there. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Today, we are going to be discussing how to check your credit report and how to interpret the report, what you should be looking for when you actually look at it. Sometimes people never ever pull their report. Sometimes only other people pull it for them when they're applying for things. Some people, they might not admit it, but they don't pull it. So, in the comments, definitely let me know. Have you ever pulled your own credit report to view it? Let me know. Have you pulled it just for you to look at it? Let me know. I would love to hear that. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So, happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Now, let's get into our topic. All right. Hi. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So, let's talk about it. So, how do you check your credit report? No, you never pulled your credit report? All right, well, I'm going to tell you how to pull it and where you can pull it for free. You pull yours all the time? Yay! I like to hear it. If you don't pull yours, pull it. Start pulling it. That's what we're going to talk about. All right, so you can pull it for free at annualcreditreport.com. They, at one point, were allowing you to just pull it once a year, and you can pull it and see your credit report for Experian, Equifax, Experian. Hey, TransUnion, I said it one over again. But you pull all three credit bureaus once a year. But since COVID, the pandemic, they had offered or allowed you to pull it every week. And I quick checked on their website just right before I got on because I said, let me check before I start talking and I'm wrong. But it still is in effect. You're still able to pull it every week. Now, they don't give you your actual score, but they allow you to pull the report and see the whole report. That's what you do. You pull yours every 4 months. Lovely. I love it. Yeah, so you should be pulling it. And that's what I was going to say. When you're pulling it, a lot of people say pull it every year. I would say pull it quarterly. Pull it quarterly, review it, check it out, see what's going on. If you're looking for things, you can catch it, quicker. If you are looking at it more often, if you're looking at it once a year, something happened 7 months ago. So I'm like, oh, so you're just now saying something about this? So definitely check. Yes, absolutely. So you can check it every 4 months. I mean, every week, every week. I'm glad that you didn't know, and I got to share that with you. Yeah, so go check it out. And they also have a number on there too if you want to call them. I seen that. I didn't write that down, but that I told you I was peeking at the site just so when I'm giving the information, it's actual accurate information to today when I'm recording. So you can go pull it and review it and check it out. So now let's get into it. I have on here hard inquiry versus soft inquiry. So let's talk about that briefly before I get into what you should be looking for when you actually pull it. So first, if you're not familiar, hard inquiry is actually when you're pulling your credit report for a purpose of getting new credit. So maybe you're opening up a new credit card, maybe you're getting a loan, maybe you're going to be maybe getting an apartment or something like that, where you're pulling it for something. Okay, so that one will affect your credit. That one will show on your report. A soft inquiry, that one is when you're pulling it just for review. So for sake of yourself pulling it to see what's on there, if someone's pulling it for a background check, if you're pulling it for, what else could you be pulling it for? Background check, inquiry, yourself looking at it, but just pulling it for purposes of not getting credit. So for that purpose, it wouldn't affect your credit because there is a part on your credit report that talks about inquiries, and that part. Next week we'll get into that, go into all the different scores and what they mean, how they affect it, and what you can do to increase your score. That's next week's live. So we're not going to get into that too much this week, but the inquiry section affects your credit. So you don't want to have a lot of inquiries. So you want to know the difference between a hard pull and a soft pull, so if you're doing the hard pull that is going to affect you. Hello, thank you for tuning in. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we talked about getting your credit report for free at annualcreditreport.com. And then we just went over hard inquiries, soft inquiries. So you can, quick watch the replay to catch up on that. I'm going to go into what you should be checking for when you actually pull your report. So I'm going to give you 5 things to check for. All right. So if you don't have your pen, grab it or come back and watch the replay because it's on YouTube. So you can watch it over and over again. Other places that this streams to sometimes, I did get an alert that some places will start deleting the recordings after 30 days. So if you're watching it somewhere outside of YouTube, and just know that they're going to start deleting them after 30 days, and you had to come over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube anyway and subscribe. Come on over. When companies say pre-approval, is that considered something? Yes, 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 yes. That is a soft pull. I love that you asked that. Pre-approval or pre-qualifications when you're doing your mortgages, things like that. Those are soft pulls and do not affect your credit. That's just for them to kind of see what you have so they know what they think they might want to offer you. That was a wonderful question. I love it. Go ahead with a good question. All right, so let's get into what you should look for when you pull it. So number one, your personal information. So when you actually pull your credit report, look at it right from the beginning. Is your name spelled correctly? Did you get married? Is your name changed? Or is you got divorced and your name changed back? Whatever it might be, make sure your name is spelled correctly. Make sure that your address is correctly. Do they have your current address, not a prior address? Do they have your social security number correct? Okay, so you should be checking for that. That's number one. Number two, looking at all the accounts. They will show you all the accounts that they predict that you had. So you're looking at it to make sure, like, oh, that is me, that's me, that's me, that's me. And be mindful too that some companies are owned by other companies, so they might not have the same exact name. They might have like a, I forget what you call that, but they might have that and have the what it's called. But make sure that it's something that you actually had. Because sometimes it could be incorrect, or we might think it's incorrect because it's not a name that we're familiar with. So you can look into it and, look a little further into it and check your bill. You can see other names. Some companies have parent companies, and sometimes it's under that name. So check that out. You want to check for accuracies. Make sure that the accounts are you. So if something's open, is it currently open with you? Is something showing on there closed? Do you know it to be open? Just make sure those things are correct. So you're looking at one, all the accounts, are they yours? Two, anything that's showing open, is it open? Anything showing closed, is it really closed? So look into that. Number three, payment history. You should be looking to see if you know you pay your stuff on time every month. Go through and check every account that's on there. Make sure it's not showing late, no 30 days late, no 60 days late, no 90 days late. But that can also help you to see something that maybe you didn't even realize that you didn't pay, or maybe it is late, or if it's showing late and you didn't pay it late, then you can look at that up, contact them, get that updated, show proof that you paid it. So that's another reason why we say it's important to actually check it out, because something could be showing on there, something could be hurting your score, something could be hurting the decisions that someone's making about you when they're thinking about giving you credit, and you don't even know because you're not even looking at your credit report. So look at it, see what's on there, see if it's showing late. And if it is showing late, life happens sometimes. But stop it right away and start paying stuff on time and kind of get those late to phase out, because they show it for a period of time of your payments. So get the on times in there rolling through so they can kind of push those lates off of there. It takes time, but something you want to do. All right, number four, look on there for public records. So we don't want public records, but sometimes we have public records. Okay, so a lien. You might have a lien on there, right? So maybe you don't even know you have a lien. So looking on there, you can see. Find out the information, contact them. So if maybe you apply for bankruptcy. So if you apply for bankruptcy, that will show on there. So you're able to see that. Liens, judgments. Judgments could be on there. So maybe you owed a company, maybe you I can't think of a company, but just like I don't want to pick a company, but a company. You have a credit card with a company, you don't pay it, and they go to court, they sue you. Then that's a judgment against you to pay them that amount. That will show on there. So that's different than collections agency. Collections agency will show up as a new account, because now instead of owing this company, now you owe the the collections agency. So check that area. Those things, we don't really want things in that area. But if there is something there in that area, make sure it's correct. If it's not correct, definitely you want to look into it to get it removed immediately because it has a huge effect on your credit. Hey, thank you for tuning in. We are wrapping up. I'm going over my last tip. So definitely come back and watch the replay. And then my last thing was inquiries. So I actually spoke about that earlier, but basically, they're seeing how often it's showing that you ran your credit report, who pulled it, when they pulled it. So you should also be tracking that outside of your report. You should be tracking that yourself. Like, did I apply for this? When did I apply for this? Because it's over a 2-year period, they'll see how often you pulled within a 2-year period. So, if it's rolling, it might do right now it's March. So March now, so March 2023. So it'll keep going, but you don't want a lot of pulls because then it's like, well, why do they keep running their report? They're trying to get credit, what's going on? So you don't want a lot of inquiries. So check that, see how many's in there. Next week we'll go over how many they want you to have or how many looks better. So come back next week. Next week we'll go over the different scores and we'll go over what to do to increase your score, what you can do to help yourself to pull your score up. And then if you're just hopping in, I asked earlier, do you pull your credit report, your own credit report, just for you to review it? So let me know in the comments if you do. Have you ever pulled it? When's the last time you pulled it? Let me know that you're checking it. If not, you should be checking it. If not, I recommend that you please check it so you can see what's going on. So before you go somewhere to apply for something and then you're surprised to hear what they say. They might say, oh, on here I see. And then you're like, what? I didn't know that was on there. So you pull it so before someone, introduces it to you. So you're aware. Is it true that negative charges will disappear after 7 years? Okay, you guys with the questions. Hold on. I was reading that one and another one popped up. Another one. Oh, go ahead. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. So that is true in different instances. So, like, let's say it's on here for 7 years, but then another company, remember I said collections, another company could buy it, start your 7 years over, or the company could re-report it. So it is supposed to be 7 years, but different things can happen to make it pop back on there. So be mindful of that. How long does inquiries take to come off of your report? So it's in a 2-year period. So what happens now? What's this, March 2025? So stuff it's on there from March 2023 to now. So then it'll move to April 2023 and then May of 2023. So as you go further out, then it'll go like that. So you'll be able to see. But on your credit report, it will show actually the inquiries when they happen, and you'll be able to see when things will fall off. So you'll kind of know when your score will get better, it'll show less inquiries. Does the clock reset when it does collections? It sure does. Payment wise, it doesn't reset payment wise for your original creditor. That's a good question. So the question is, so let's say you owe this company, you don't pay them, and then they take you to collections, and then you pay collections. So that doesn't make this look better because this one's charged off, and then it's showing that you owe the collection company. So then what you could do after it's paid, you can then contact the original people and ask them. They don't have to, but you can ask. I would ask. You don't know if you don't ask because that will look better. And even if if it goes to collections and you quit call, because I've done that before years ago. And say something goes to collections and then call the original creditor like, hey, can I pay? Can I pay? So then this is paid and then this has to come off because you don't owe them this debt because this debt resulted from this debt. So if I paid the original people, that's nothing here. So whatever was happening with whatever the agreement was with those two, that's between them. But now I no longer owe the collections because I paid the originator. Like if you're 6 months behind and it goes to collection, does it then start as 1 month behind and continues, or does it go to 7 months behind and continue? Like if that makes sense. Let me read that again. So okay, so something like that. I think I understand the question. So something like that. So let's say you're 6 months behind, but they kept your account open. So let's say like they're threatening you with the collections, then it can get better. But if it goes to the collections agency, then this account will still show however late it remained. And then you'll be having your new history with the collection company. So with them, they shouldn't be showing late as they're just bringing it to you for payment. Did I answer your question? Let me know if I answered. I'm going to sit for a moment just to see if I answered your question. You guys have good questions. All right. You guys don't always ask me questions. I usually come in, get my tips, and run out. All right. You guys like credit. Okay. Gotcha. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh, thank you guys for tuning in. I love it. Quickly before we go, in April is Financial Literacy Month. This month is Credit Awareness. April is Financial Literacy Month. I'm going to start back to teaching. If you've been here with me for a while, you know that I used to teach a workshop every single month. I don't know if I'm going to resume every single month, but I might. But I'm torn between having a single master class or doing like a 3-day summit where we go over 3 different topics. Like first, let me see, I took some notes. I don't know how fast I can pull it up. Should have been pulling it up while I was waiting on you guys. But I'm thinking of doing a 3-day summit. I was really excited about that. So let me know in the comments while I'm pulling up the topics. Would you prefer a one-off class, like just a master class on one topic, or a 3-day summit where we discuss like this, and then this, and then this, and it's all connected? So let me know in the comments. Let's see. So what I had on here, option for a 1-day masterclass, I wrote down to create a budget that you can actually stick to that works, right? And then option 2 for the summit, I had like a know your numbers, important numbers that you should know about your finances. You know, what the numbers are, how to get them, and why you should keep up with them, and what is your first steps. Then day 2, I have on here, owning your story. So now that we know our numbers, I know where I'm at. Now let's talk about what my next steps are with my finances. Then I have on day 3, creating a financial plan. So now that I got everything. Now let's get started. Let me roll through this. Let me get to my goals. Now I've got the whole plan out. So let me know. What do we think? 1 day or 3 days? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You can just put a 1 or a 3. Or if you're like, I might do both and then put a 1 and a 3. You like the 3-day? You like the 3-day? Because I was thinking, like, I was always do like longer programs, but what if somebody wants more information and they want it back to back versus for a whole month or for 30 months or, something that can still help you. And just like we're on here for 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 20 tops. But an actual class where we're actually working, learning, we're getting our stuff, we're looking at our stuff and getting feedback on our own personal stuff. 3 days. Okay, all right. All right. So 3 days, another. Okay, 3 days. Oh, all right, y'all. All right, no one. So I think you guys like that. All right. Thank you guys for helping me with that feedback. I said I was going to send a message out to my email list just to kind of decide 1 day versus 3 days. So thank you guys for giving me feedback. I really appreciate that. All right. So just next week, we're going to talk about credit scores, the different levels, what's good, what's bad, what's excellent, and those different things, and what you can do to increase it. So definitely tune back next week, 6 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you guys. Happy budgeting and happy credit awareness month. And I'll see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in.